Hello. If you have blocks, you can set them towards the front of your mat. We'll get started today standing at the top of our mat in Tadasana. You can bring the big toes to touch, heels slightly separated, or maybe feet about hip width distance or shoulder distance. Close the eyes if that feels safe. And begin to really root down into the feet. Deepening into the breath as we inhale through the nose. And open mouth, let it go. Again, full breath in. Full breath out. This time we'll press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And release the fingers. You can release the pointer finger. We'll take some movement here through the spine. So you can start by hinging side to side. Maybe drawing some circles or figure eights on the ceiling. And just flowing with the breath. Moving the spine in all directions. If you're taking those circles or figure eights, you can switch directions. About 2 or 3 more breaths to even out. When you feel about even, we'll pause through center, reach the arms up overhead. On your exhale, we'll take an open twist right. Reach your right fingers back, left fingers forward. Soften in the elbows, really reach towards opposite ends of the mat. Keep your twist. We'll inhale to exalt. Reach the left fingers up as you extend the right hand down. 1 or 2 breaths here. Begin to lengthen up through both sides of the ribs. Maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, we'll windmill the arms down, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, inhale, reach arms high, gaze high. This time we'll take an open twist left fingers back, right fingers forward. A few breaths here, see if you can maybe deepen into the twist if that feels okay in the spine, the shoulders. Again, staying active through the fingers. Keep this twist, inhale to exalt, so reverse, right hand up towards the sky, left fingers reach down towards the earth. 1 or 2 more breaths, maybe lift your gaze. Can you press down and then begin to open up through the right ribs? On your exhale, windmill the arms down, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll flow that with our breath. Inhale, reach the arms high, gaze high, extend up to standing. On your exhale, open twist right fingers back, left fingers forward. Inhale to exalt, left hand lengthens up, maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, windmill the arms down, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale brings you up to standing, reaching the arms high, gaze high. On your exhale, open twist left fingers back, right fingers forward. Inhale to exalt, reach the right hand up towards the sky, maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, swan diving forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. This time I'll plant the hands, step back, high plank. Pause here at the top, always option to lower the knees. Keep drawing the belly in towards your spine. On your exhale, chaturanga, you can lower knees, chest, chin, or high to low plank. Breath into upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale. And exhale. On your next breath, we'll inhale, that right leg will lift. You can bend your knee, stack your hips. Stillness or movement on this side, just beginning to open up through that right side. And as you're ready, we'll step the foot between the hands, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana. Low crescent lunge. A few breaths here to settle in. You can bring hands to hips or maybe extend arms up overhead. Maybe take some pulses. If you're not already there, we'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead. On your exhale, open, twist right fingers back, left fingers forward. Keep your twist, inhale to exalt, lengthen the left hand up towards the sky. Right hand can reach down, maybe towards the back thigh or maybe down towards a block. 2 breaths here, maybe sink the hips a little deeper, beginning to open up through that left hip flexor. Begin to create a little more space through both sides of the ribs. On your next exhale, half split. Windmill the hands down, frame the right foot, send your hips back. Keep lengthening your chest towards your toes, maybe point and flex the toes or windshield wiper them side to side. And maybe walk the hands or blocks forward towards the top edge of the mat to get a little deeper. Standing split. On your next exhale, shift the weight forward. You can take blocks with you if you have it. Strong on the right leg, left leg begins to lift. Soften in the right knee, melt your chest towards your thigh. One more full breath in. Feet together, forward fold. You can find a ragdoll, maybe pedal out the legs, shake the head yes and no, explore bind. If you have that bind, release. Press into the feet, inhale, brings you up to standing, head will come up last, maybe extend the arms up overhead. And on your exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. Press into the feet, inhale, reach the arms high, gaze high, maybe find a little back bend. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. Plant the hands, make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. Bend your knee, stack your hips. Stillness or movement. As you feel ready, left foot between the hands, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. First time on this side, so maybe some pulses. You can heel to that left foot forward. Create a little space, a little more opening through that right hip flexor. If you're not already there, we'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead. On your exhale, open, twist left fingers back, right fingers forward. Keep your twist, inhale to exalt, reach the right hand up overhead, left fingers lengthening down, maybe finds the block or your back leg. 1 or 2 breaths here. Maybe lift your gaze. Can you open up through the right ribs and then maybe sink the hips a little deeper, opening up through that right hip flexor. On your next exhale, half split. Windmill the hands, frame the left foot, maybe hands to blocks. Send your hips back. Keep lengthening your collarbone towards your toes. Maybe walk the hands or blocks towards the top edge of the mat. Movement through the left toes if you'd like, windshield wiper or point and flex. On your next exhale, standing split, shift the weight forward. Soften in the left knee as you inhale, lengthen that right heel up towards the sky. 1 more full breath in. Feet together, forward fold. Second set of a ragdoll. You can pedal out the legs, shake the head yes and no. If you have the bind, release. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale brings you up to standing. Sweep the arms up overhead, extended mountain. Maybe find a little back bend. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. Plant the hands, step or jump back. Chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. Inhaling this time, right leg will lift, 3-legged. Exhale, crunch in, knee to nose. Breathe in, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged. Exhale, knee to forehead and pause. Press the floor away. Can you draw that right thigh in just a little bit closer? Right foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Inhale brings you up to standing. A few breaths here. Root down into the feet. Get out any little wobbles. Keep drawing the belly in towards your spine. Tuck your tailbone down. Inhale, lengthen the arms up overhead if you're not already there. On your exhale, can you relax shoulders away from ears? Maybe sink the hips a little deeper. One more full breath in. Open, twist right. Right fingers back, left fingers lengthen forward. A few breaths here. Can you press more into the ball of your left foot to square your left hip up? Soften in the elbows, draw your right shoulder back, left shoulder forward, then really reach through the fingertips towards opposite ends of the room. Stay active through the arms. Keep the twist. Inhale to exalt. Left hand lengthens up, right fingertips reach down towards the earth, maybe finds the back leg. And keep pressing strong through the left foot. Then open up through the left ribs, maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, standing split. Windmill the arms down, frame the right foot, maybe hands to blocks. Left leg begins to lift. Strong in the right leg, can you lengthen that left heel up a little bit higher? Stay here or maybe sweep the arms back for a toppling tree. 2 more breaths. Take your time, one-legged mountain, left leg in towards the chest. Inhale brings you up to standing. Touch the toes to the mat on the way if you need. Once you've found that center, dancing Shiva, twist left, left fingers back, right hand to left knee, or maybe finds the foot. 2 or 3 more breaths. Can you press down strong to the right leg? Inhale, stand up nice and tall. Draw the belly in towards your spine. On your exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. You can play with the gaze over towards the sidewall or maybe past the left fingers. One more full breath in. Extended mountain, plant the feet. Sweep the arms up overhead. Maybe find a little back bend. On your exhale, folding forward. Breath into halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, step or jump back, Chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, knee to chin. Breathe in, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged. Exhale, knee to forehead and pause again. Press the floor away. Can you lift that left heel in a little bit closer as you draw the belly in towards the spine? Foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Inhale brings you up to standing. Pause here for a few breaths to reach down, reconnect. 2 more breaths. If you're not already there, extend the arms up overhead. On your exhale, relax shoulders away from ears, sink your hips a little deeper, working that left thigh towards parallel. One more full breath in, lengthening up. On your exhale, open twist left. Left fingers reach back, right fingers lengthen forward. Pausing here, soften in the elbows. Again, press strong to the ball of your right foot to square that right hip up. Stay active all the way through the fingertips. Keep your twist. Inhale to exalt. Reach the right hand up towards the sky. Left fingers lengthen down. Can you expand through that right side of the ribs? Maybe lift your gaze. One more full breath in. Standing split, windmill the hands down. Frame the left foot, maybe hands to blocks. Right leg begins to lift. Soft bend in the left knee. Can you melt your chest towards your thigh? Press down into the left leg as you lift that right heel up and back. Option to stay here or sweep the arms back to airplane for top line tree. Take your time, nice and slow and controlled. One-legged mountain, right leg in towards the chest. Once you've found that stability, dancing Shiva, twist right. Right fingers lengthen back, left hand to knee, or maybe towards the knife edge of the right foot. 3 more breaths. Press down strong to the left foot. Can you draw the belly in towards your spine? Inhale, stand up nice and tall. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. You can play with the gaze. One more full breath in. Extended mountain, plant the feet. Sweep the arms up overhead. Maybe find a little back bend. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. On your exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. Breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. Inhale. And exhale. On your next breath, bring the gaze forward. Bend your knees. Walk, step, or float, feet to hands. Breath into halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose, sweep your arms high, hips low. First time here, can you shift the weight to the 4 corners of the feet? Make sure you can see and wiggle those toes. Stay here or chair plane, sweep the arms back. Maybe find a drinking bird, lift the heels. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. One more time, sweep the arms back, chair plane, maybe drinking bird. Inhale brings you back to chair, arms up overhead. Here's the change, warrior 3. Send your right leg back. You can sweep the arms back behind you if you'd like for airplane. Option to bring hands to blocks if you'd like, or maybe sweep the arms as you inhale, lengthen the arms forward, and exhale, sweep them back. About 2 or 3 more breaths. Your choice, you can choose to stay here, or maybe bring hands to prayer. Left hand down, half moon pose. Begin to open the chest, the hips over towards the right side of the mat. Left hand to block if you'd like, maybe hover the fingers. You can play with the gaze. 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, step it back, peaceful warrior, bend into your left leg. Inhale to reverse. And on your exhale, take that breath all the way down, chaturanga, high to low plank. Maybe float the left leg for a 3-legged vinyasa. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath, filling up. Bring your gaze past your fingertips. Bend your knees. Walk, step, or float, feet to hands. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, sweep the arms high, hips low. Stay here or chair plane, maybe drinking bird as you sweep the arms back, maybe lift your heels. One more time, inhale, chair pose, arms up overhead. Exhale, chair plane, maybe drinking bird, airplane the arms behind you. Inhale, we'll come back into the chair, lower the heels, sweep the arms up overhead. Here's that change, warrior 3, send your left leg back. You can sweep the arms back to airplane. A few breaths here, option for supported warrior 3, or maybe flow the arms forward and back with the breath. You can choose to stay here or hands to heart center. Half moon pose, right hand to mat or block. Left hip begins to open up over towards the left side. 2 or 3 more breaths. Maybe a little lighter on the right hand, you can play with the gaze. As you're ready, peaceful warrior, bend your right leg, step it back, inhale to reverse. On your exhale, take that breath all the way down, chaturanga, maybe flip the right leg this time. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Breathe in. Empty the breath out. Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. Inhaling this time, right leg will lift. You can bend your knee, stack your hips. Your choice, stay here or flip your dog. If you're flipped, can you press down, lift the hips, open up through the chest, option for an early wheel. 2 or 3 more breaths. Maybe a little lighter on the right toes if you're in that flip dog. And take your time, nice, slow, and controlled, warrior 2, right foot forward. A few breaths here, any little movements or pulses. You can lift the right heel or maybe flip palms up towards the sky. Peaceful warrior, inhale to reverse. And on your exhale, wide leg forward fold, pivot the toes, begin to dive down. 3 to 4 breaths here, option to invert, take a twist, any other variation. If you're not already there, we'll come back through center. Hands to hips, strong core, flat back. Inhale brings you back up to standing. We'll pivot the toes, the gaze over towards the right, towards the front of the mat. Revolved pyramid pose. You can bump that left foot in and out to realign the feet, realign the hips. Right hand to hip, left arm lengthens up. On your exhale, use your right hand to draw your right hip back to keep them squared as you lengthen the left arm forward, and then either down towards the mat or a block. Right hand can stay towards the hip or maybe extend the right arm up overhead if right shoulder stacks up over left. You can stay here, maybe take a variation in the arms if you'd like by reaching the left hand towards the front. Right hand reaches towards the back edge of the mat, arms parallel towards the mat. 2 more breaths. As you feel ready, we'll release the hands, plant the hands, step it back, move through your vinyasa. High to low plank. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. One more inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. You can bend your knee, stack your hips. Your choice, stay here or flip your dog. 3 to 4 breaths on this side, option for an early wheel if you'd like. Maybe a little lighter on the left toes if you're in that flip dog. See if you can press down, lift the hips, open up through the chest, lengthen the left fingers forward. Take your time, warrior 2. We'll draw that left knee in towards the chest, step it forward. Virabhadrasana 2. A few breaths here to settle in, maybe some pulses, variations through the hands, or maybe lift the left heel. On your next inhale, reverse peaceful warrior. Lengthen that left arm up and back. On your exhale, prasarita, wide leg forward fold. Second set, about 3 to 4 breaths here. Any other variation, or maybe walk the hands forward for a wide leg down dog. And take your time. We'll recenter if you're not already there. Hands to hips, strong core, flat back. Inhale, lifts you up to standing. Revolve pyramid pose, pivot the toes, the gaze over towards the left. You can bump that right foot out to realign the feet to square the hips forward. Left hand to hip, right arm lengthens up. On your exhale, keep drawing that left hip back to keep them squared as you reach the right hand forward. And once you found that edge, you can release the hand down, maybe to a block, or fingertips to the mat. A few more breaths here. You can choose to stay, maybe extend that left arm up overhead. Or take that arm variation by reaching the right arm forward, left hand back, making the arms parallel towards the mat. 2 more breaths. As you feel ready, we'll release the hands, step it back, move through your vinyasa, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath, filling up. Open mouth, let it go. Let's flow that all together. On your next breath, inhale, right leg will lift. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Stay here, or option for an arm balance. Breathe in, sweep it back 3-legged. Knee comes across the left elbow, fallen star, straighten the right leg. You can open up the left arm, maybe lift your gaze. 2 more breaths. Plant the hands 3-legged. Sweep that right leg back. Inhale. Step it forward, high crescent lunge. Root down for a breath. Reconnect. On your inhale, can you lengthen up through the fingertips? Exhale, open, twist right. Right fingers back, left fingers forward. Breath in to exalt. Left fingers reach up towards the sky. Maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, windmill the hands down, standing split or toppling tree. Shift the weight forward, strong on the right leg. Left leg begins to lift. Take a little pause, another breath. Take your time, left leg in towards the chest, 1-legged mountain. Inhale brings you up to standing. When you feel ready, dancing Shiva, twist left fingers back, right hand to knee, or maybe towards the knife edge of the foot. 1 more full breath in. Extended mountain, plant the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Maybe find a little back bend. On your exhale, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. Exhale, empty and fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sweep the arms high, hips low. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Chair plane or maybe drinking bird. Inhale, lengthen the arms up overhead, chair pose. Send your right leg back, warrior 3. Sweep the right leg back. You can airplane the arms, maybe hands to prayer or hands to blocks. Choose to stay here or half moon pose. Left hand reaches down. Begin to stack the right hip over left. Maybe bring the gaze over towards the right or even past the right fingertips. 2 more breaths. On your next breath, peaceful warrior, bend into your left leg, step it back, inhale to reverse. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, pivot the toes, begin to dive down, 2 to 3 breaths here. And as you feel ready, if you're not already there, we'll bring hands to hips, strong core, flat back. Inhale brings you up to standing. Pivot the toes over towards the left, towards the front. You can bump that right foot out. Revolve to pyramid pose. Left hand to hip, right arm lengthens up. Draw the left hip back in space as you reach the right fingers forward and exhale, hinge. About 3 or 4 more breaths here. You can choose to stay. Option 4, revolved half moon pose. Keep your twist strong on the left leg, shift the weight forward. Right leg begins to lift. 2 more breaths. One more full breath in. Feet together, forward fold. A few breaths here in the forward fold. You can choose to stay here, find a ragdoll, option 4, malasana. If you're in malasana, also option for crow pose. Whenever you feel ready, you can step or jump back, move through your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And take a full breath in. Empty the breath out. Again, inhale. Open mouth, let it go. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Stay here, option for an arm balance. Breathe in, sweep it back. Knee comes across your right elbow, fallen star, straighten the left leg, right arm begins to open up. 2 more breaths. Can you press down, lift your hips, maybe hover the left foot. Plant the hands, sweep the left leg back, 3-legged dog. When you're ready, step it forward, high crescent lunge. Inhale lifts you up to standing. Pause, reconnect with the breath, root down into the feet, maybe even sink the hips a little bit deeper. One more inhale, can you lengthen up and out of the ribs? On your exhale, open twist left. Left fingers back, right fingers lengthen forward. Breath in to exalt. Keep the twist. Right arm lengthens up. Maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, windmill the arms down, standing split or toppling tree. And take your time. Right leg in towards the chest. One-legged mountain inhale brings you up to standing. Once you found that stability, stay here or twist right, dancing Shiva. Left hand can reach for the knee, maybe towards the knife edge of the foot. You can play with the gaze, maybe over the right fingertips. When you're ready, extended mountain, plant the feet, bring the gaze forward, inhale, lengthen the arms up overhead. Maybe take it up and back for a back bend. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana chair pose, inhale, sweep the arms high, hips low. Exhale, sweep the arms back, chair plane, maybe drinking bird. Inhale, come back to the chair, sweep the arms up overhead. This time, send your left leg back, warrior 3. You can sweep the arms behind you, any other arm variation, maybe hands to heart center. Stay here or half moon pose, a right hand down. Hip begins to open up, bring the gaze over towards the left. See if you can work to stack left hip over right. A little lighter on the right finger. See if you can use your left arm to make you a little lighter. When you're ready, peaceful warrior, inhale to reverse. And on your exhale, wide leg forward fold, pivot the toes, begin to dive down. 3 to 4 breaths here. And take your time. We'll bring hands to hips. Strong core, flat back. Inhale lifts you back up to standing. Revolve pyramid towards the front. Pivot the toes over towards the right. You can bump that left foot in. Right hand to hip, left arm lengthens up. On your exhale, reach the left arm forward. Begin to hinge, come into that twist. Stay rooted through the feet. Your choice, you can choose to stay here or revolved half moon pose. Keep your twist, shift the weight forward. Left leg begins to lift. 2 more breaths. One more full breath in. Feet together, forward fold. You can choose to stay here. Second opportunity for Malasana or maybe crow pose. Whenever you feel ready, we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. Breath into upward facing. Breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. This time we'll inhale, shift the weight forward. On your exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. We'll take one back bend here, option for Sphinx pose, locust, or bow pose. When you feel ready, finding that bind if you have it. On your next inhale, we'll lift the chest, maybe lift the legs, gazes forward and down. 2 more breaths. One more full breath in, fill up through the lungs, maybe lift a little higher. On your exhale, release all the way back down. You can windshield at the legs, wiggle through the hips. When you feel ready, we'll send the hips back, find a child's pose. Stay here longer if you need, or we'll make our way onto our backs. We'll finish with a twist. Any little movements that you like, eventually we'll lower the legs over towards the left. Gaze can lift up or maybe bring the gaze over towards the right. About 4 breaths. As you're ready, we'll bring the legs back through center. Any little movements, maybe happy baby. Eventually, no rush, legs will fall over towards the right. Gaze can stay up or maybe over towards the left. About 4 more breaths here. When you feel about even, we'll come back through center. Any last little movements that you'd like, maybe massaging through the low spine. If you'd like, you can hug your legs in towards the chest, maybe wrap the arms all the way over the shins. And really squeezing into a little ball. One more inhale. And exhale, release the arms and legs out long, Shavasana. We'll be here for about a minute. If you'd like, you can pause the audio. Otherwise, I'll be here to bring you back into the space when it is time. You may choose to stay here longer if you need. If you feel ready to come back to the surface, you can take a full breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Option to hug the legs in towards the chest, maybe extend arms up overhead. And option to roll over onto either side. And keeping that stillness with you, eventually we'll make our way up into a seat. You can bring hands to heart center, maybe keep the eyes closed if you'd like. We'll end our class with a final breath. Inhale, begin to fill up through the belly, the ribs, the chest. And exhale, open mouth, let it go. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today, and I hope to be with you next time you're on your mat.